Medicare for all! Now! Medicare for all! Now! Medicare for all! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Medicare for all! Now! Medicare for all! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Shut it down!
A Medicare for all! 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 A Medicare for all!
All right, everybody. I'd first like to invite up Christine Olivo, who's a candidate for Congress, a fourth vote leftist principal candidate for Congress, not one of these sellouts in the fraud squad. You know, to come up and say a few words about your campaign and about what you had to say about what happened yesterday in the halls of Congress. Everyone give Christine a big round of applause.
Thank you. How's everybody feeling today? Are you ready to fight for healthcare?
Yes!
You know, I had planned a speech today. I had this beautiful speech about how I watched my uncle take his last breath because he was afraid to go to the doctor. Not that he was afraid of what the doctor would say. He wasn't afraid of a diagnosis. He was afraid of a bill.
Yes.
I had this beautiful speech prepared about how this pandemic has exposed the flaws in our system. This pandemic has exposed the disparities between the black and brown community, between the haves and the have-nots. It's exposed how our representatives do not care whether or not we have health care because they have government-funded health care and their people do not.
Yes.
We have seen that people are being diagnosed late for their illnesses because of this pandemic. We are having to pay for COVID care when we were told that we were not going to have to pay. We are seeing the flaws in our system, but all of that doesn't matter now because I'm talking to people that know. The people that we need to be talking to, they let us down yesterday.
Damn right.
The people that are supposed to care about this speech, about whether or not we can afford health care, they let us down yesterday. What is the point of abstaining from something if you're just going to turn around and vote anyway?
Yeah. Amen.
We elected officials that we thought we can trust, and the only people we can trust are the people that are here right now. You need to mobilize. You need to organize. We need to grow this movement. Because the only one that cares about our health, our well-being, whether or not we live or die, are the people right here that are showing up to fight. I had a beautiful speech here, but it doesn't matter anymore. We have been let down time and time again, and guess what? We are done.
Damn right.
Amen.
It is time to replace those that we put in office, that our taxpayer dollars pay their salary. People that have not been without health care. They have not been without money. We are tired of begging for a stimulus. We are tired of begging for health care. We are tired of begging to be treated as human beings.
Yes.
We want representatives that will represent, and if you can't represent, then you need to get out. I'm not saying we need to force the vote. We need to force these people out, and we need to put people in that have political courage, people that are not afraid to stand up for the people. people. People that are not afraid to go against the establishment. It's the establishment who, number one, they care about the establishment.
Yeah.
I am tired. I don't want any more pretty speeches. I want to organize and mobilize. And that is what we will do. We have seen victories this weekend. We have seen victories this morning. Freedom of the press.
Yes.
Julian Assange.
What?
Something that I prayed, but I didn't know.
We need a long prayer.
That voodoo ass player.
Hey, some voodoo.
Asian voodoo.
What I'm saying is that the power of the people is what changes things. It was the organizing and the mobilizing. So today I ask you to stop putting faith in politicians. Stop putting faith in the people that you elect and put faith in the people, the American people, because together we can have Medicare for all. Together we can have election integrity. Together we can have freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom. Together we can be treated as humans. We can have the right to have a home, the right to have health care. But we've got to do it together. Today is not just a message of force the vote. Today is a message of hope. Because look around. We made it happen. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Jimmy Dore. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, everyone that has put together for this moment. It's not to show us who our real representatives are. It was to show us how powerful we are when we come together. So forget them. We can do this. So today, I encourage you, don't be disappointed. Don't feel like all hope is gone. Just know that the fight is not dependent on the representatives. The fight is now dependent on you. Look in the mirror and say the fight starts with me. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Another big round of applause for Christine. The hell of a speech.
Yes.
Damn, I
That
love
was
that.
good,
So much
Mama.
for Christine in Congress. So, you guys have the ability, if you would like to support Christine, go to ChristineForCongress.org.
Yes.
And donate. Get involved, volunteer, because this is a campaign that has the potential to change this country, all right?
And Miami got real nice weather if you want to come volunteer.
That's what's up. All right, I'd like to invite up Craig. Craig Costa, would you like to come up and speak? You want to come speak?
He said coffee.
To be a white man.
What a victory yesterday for Julian Assange. I'm going to pray more often. Thank you for doing
Hey!
a lot of positive energy. We had a circle. And today we found a real big break. Julian Assange. Hopefully he'll get some bail. But, you know, I was really happy. Walked around the corner. I got a nice bagel. I got some coffee. And all of a sudden a homeless person came running up to me and asked me to change. And my attitude changed really, really quick. And I just started thinking about all these people on the streets right now and the cold weather with the COVID going on. And realizing that they don't have any medical help whatsoever. There's no health care for them. I mean, there's no health care for a lot of us. And it just really, I started thinking about the squad again, people that were saying, hey, force the vote. You got to give us a shot out here to get Medicare for all on the floor. And they failed us once again. I mean, who here was surprised? Anybody? So once again, we are left with leadership, with elected officials who told us, who took our money and said they were going to go fight for Medicare for all, and they did what they always did. They capitulated to those people right over there.
Yeah.
So once again, we are left out in the cold. No health care. But it's just like what Jackson says. All you hear today, give yourself a round of applause. I mean, look what you're doing. You're out there fighting. The fight doesn't stop with yesterday's vote. Like Mrs. Olivio said, it only just begins. And we got to continue to fight. We got to continue to mobilize. remember who's here today, but also important, remember who's not here today. All those progressives, I call them the neo-progressives, that said Medicare for all is the most important thing. But we can't mess with the squad, we can't pressure them. No. Stop idolizing these people. They are public servants. It's time we make them work for us.
Yes.
Enough is enough. And we're going to continue to show up. We're going to continue to stand on the capitals and the steps, regardless of what we're told. And we're going to continue to fight for Medicare for all. That's what we're going to do. These people have Medicare. We don't. Remember that. So I encourage you, don't get let down by what happened yesterday. Continue to fight. Continue to find your allies. Get in the streets. Demand it. Call your congressman. Tweet about AOC. Let's expose these people up and down. Until they fight for us, they will not sleep right. Look at Nancy Pelosi's house, Mitch McConnell's house. We'll show up at their doors. We'll do what we have to do until they tell us to go, until they kick us out of here. Because healthcare is a human right, and our brothers and sisters out there are suffering and dying on the streets. So let that energy compel you to continue to organize. I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up today. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Jack. Give it up for this guy who stood up at such a short notice. And to all the commentators and independent journalists, Status Quo is even here today, Niko House, MCSC, the Combo Couch, and all you guys out here, you new citizen journalists. Keep doing it. Keep telling the truth. We got a big victory for Julian Assange today, so keep speaking truth to power. I love you guys. Take it easy. Give it up for Jackson. One last thing to those people over there. Yesterday we say force to vote. Now we say do your job.
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 Healthcare is a human right.
What do we want?
Medicare for all.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Medicare for all.
What do we want?
Now.
We don't get it.
Shut it down.
I'd like to invite Niko House to say a few words. It looks like we're being joined by a few friends, so we're ready to rumble then. All right, here we go. Niko House. That's a hell of a last 24 hours there, won't it? Before I get started, I just want to say, Mr. Officer, y'all have a job to do, and we appreciate you guys, but I want you to know, we fight for y'all healthcare too. So, y'all do your job, we respect it, we're going to do our job over here, we're going to keep fighting for y'all too, because everybody deserves healthcare.
Yes.
And I can't stress enough the importance of everybody doing their goddamn job.
Yeah.
Because yesterday what we saw is, I know people saying that they're doing their job yesterday, right? By voting for Pelosi, a woman who literally is standing between us and healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. I can't stress that enough, right? We just saw people who could we can't wait. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to do it now. Why wait? Well, hold up, real quick. Before we start going to healthcare, let's gotta make sure we did Pelosi, right? Did we see concessions given yesterday?
No.
You sure? Yeah. Y'all didn't check ALC's Twitter before y'all said that, right? No. So we didn't get anything, okay. Is there still a pandemic going on?
Yes.
Did 17 million Americans just lose their health care?
Yes.
Okay, making sure. Congressman's paycheck yet?
No.
Okay. It's because they're doing their damn job. They're doing exactly what the establishment told them to do. And that's the problem. We can't keep expecting blind electoralism, blind faith in this electoral system to save us in and of itself. Yes, engage in democracy, but no pun intended, this is what democracy looks like.
Yes.
Yeah. Democracy does not graze the covers of Vanity Fair. It's locked away in a prison right now in Belmar for doing the right thing, for protecting freedom of the press and exposing the U.S. empire. Democracy doesn't look like a $4,000 outfit on the cover of Rolling Stones with Nancy Pelosi. What it looks like is activists, organizers, and journalists coming out in the middle of a pandemic, putting themselves in danger, putting their families in danger, because the fight is bigger than any individual. And yet you're out here anyway, given all the circumstances. Right after the holidays. And it's cold outside. I gotta remember it. It's really, really, really cold out here. I don't know why I live here. Democracy is direct action. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 14th, and then maybe, if our election system falls into things, voting is the 15th thing you do. But if you weren't at these protests, I don't want to hear who we could have, should have, would have had as the nominee or the president. If you weren't educating your community on whatever you happen to be the most interested in, whether that be election integrity, whether that be Julian Assange, whether that be climate action, whether that be environmental justice, if you weren't out there fighting for those causes, fighting for the truth, fighting the fight that we're seeing fought today, right now, and yesterday, and the day before, at the Sports to Vote rally, at the Action for Assange protest, which, by the way, meet us at the DOJ at 12 p.m. It was supposed to be a protest, but we're celebrating. Yeah! Can I just say, real quick, y'all? Real quick. I was crying this morning. Assange wasn't supposed to be free. He's supposed to be on the way here right now. Something happened bigger than the empire, bigger than any congressman or president. And I largely believe that something was all of us.
Yes. Yes.
They tried everything they could to suppress that fight. To not even let anyone know that that fight was being fought. But yet y'all still found a way to get to the UK. Y'all still found a way to make it to DC. Y'all still find a way to do. Shout out to the Action for Assange. They're probably sleeping right now. We're up at 4 a.m. Some of them were up all night. They were at 12 a.m. They were at the Department of Justice. They're getting much needed sleep right now, I'm sure. But they did not miss a beat. They picked up right off where Susie Dawson and her team left off for over a year. That's why Assange has a realistic opportunity to be walking free, back with his wife, back with his mother, back with his kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of some votes you put in the ballot box that probably got thrown away. It wasn't because of some lever you pulled on a voting machine that probably got switched the moment you turned around because you were registered as an independent. It was because you fought and you persisted and reminded them, hey, we got all day and y'all are a little bit older than we are. We got time and we'll continue to fight, even if it's down to one person left. That's why Assange is free. And that realization this morning, that revelation this morning, is why I was in tears. We couldn't even believe it. We don't even know what to do right now. We know we have to continue to fight tomorrow because press freedoms are still in jeopardy. But at least for the time being, them, our press freedoms, and Julian Assange is finally, for the first time in my entire adult life, finally looking like we got a victory. This is how we get Medicare for all. By doing what the Action for Assange crew and those before them did for Julian Assange. By forming worldwide coalitions and organizing in city to city, state to state, country to country, house to house. I don't give a damn if you're at a bar with your friends. There's always a time to educate.
Yes.
There's always a time to organize.
Yes.
There's always a time to bring more people into the fold. We're fighting for everyone's health, even the ones we disagree with, even the ones we fight every day. I want everyone to be healthy. Because when I argue with you, I want no excuses for why you're getting your ass handed to you. I want everybody to be healthy, goddamn. Everybody out here deserves health care. Even, you know what? I'm not mad that Congress has health care. They deserve that. A human right is indistinguishable from your occupation. It don't matter. The problem is that you dare to have health care on our dollar and then tell us you can't fight for it even though we paid you to fight for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad at you for having health care. I'm mad at you for not being pissed that we don't have health care. But that's fine though. It's cool. It's all right.
No.
We'll keep showing up at your offices.
Yes.
We'll keep live streaming.
Yes.
We'll keep getting Franco to tag you and then having all the Young Turks randomly respond.
Yes.
Franco apparently is the coolest guy on the block. Everybody wants his approval. Shout out to Franco. He's back there. Right there. There you go, right there. Shout out to Franco. We meant to invite you to the stream yesterday, bro. We all thought we invited you, so nobody invited you. Our bad. But they're serious. Keep tagging them on Twitter because they're looking. They're responding. Somebody reached out to me yesterday. They tagged Rashida Tlaib on Instagram. Rashida Tlaib, because of what happened with the Fraud Squad. Rashida Tlaib looked at every single post, calling them out. They're watching. Because they know yesterday exposed everybody. Everybody. Some people didn't like what they saw. But on this side, I love what I saw. I saw the people who have been sticking to truth, to honesty, to objectivity, to facts. They were finally vindicated yesterday. And they're still out here fighting. And after we celebrate Assange's victory later on today, tomorrow we can put our boots back on, as old high guys people say, and we get back to work.
Yes.
We get back to streaming. We get back to writing. You find the next journalist is being persecuted, because I promise you they're out there right now and they don't have the platform that Assange has. You find them. It doesn't matter if they're conservative or liberal or progressive or libertarian socialist or anarcho-Bidenist, whatever the hell they want to call themselves. You find them and you go fight for them like you fought for Julian Assange, like you fought for Chelsea Manning, like you're fighting for Medicare for all, regardless of their party, regardless of their occupation. Okay. We're getting a warning here, guys. But either way, we're still fighting for y'all's health care, Mr. Police Officer. Y'all got a job to do, and we got a job to do too. Thank you all for doing your job. Give yourselves a hand, please. Woo! If you're not streaming, we'll shake your strings, guys. But give yourselves a hand, seriously. We all have a job to do, and this is our job. Everybody can't afford to fight. Everybody doesn't have the health. Literally doesn't have the health to fight. Everybody doesn't have the time to fight. They ain't got no $2,000 checks, so not everybody can afford to get here. But those who have made this their job by dedicating their free time, going into debt to fight this fight, listen, you're finally starting to see the tangible gains. Now, we've exposed those who have co-opted our fight. We've exposed those who have co-opted our fight. So there are no more distractions. We can get down to the hard, dirty work of organizing, not mobilizing. I know mobilizing is good, but that's temporary. We don't need just mobilization. We need organization permanently. So we never have to worry about this happening to the point where it's so far out of our hands that they can laugh in our face and vote for a warmongering sociopath that denies people health care in the middle of a pandemic. We got to organize so this fight never has to be fought again.
Woo!
Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the MCSU Network and the Convo Couch. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Breaking Nonsense, the Action Force Sign, the Slow News Day. Go subscribe to everyone who is out here, regardless of whether or not you always agree with them or sometimes disagree with them. At least you know they're out here covering the fights that we are fighting. And that, in and of itself, is enough to watch them and support that independent media. Always remember, people, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace. They haven't given us a warning yet. What do we want?
Medicare for all.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Medicare for all.
What do we want?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 what do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
What do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
Attack over 96 Captain Police, you're violating, you're demonstrating a non-permanent area. You need to leave the area now or something.
What do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
What do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
If you don't get it,
Shut it down.
let's march.
Yeah, let's march.
Don't take the
Medicare for all.
Don't drop the ball.
On 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 Medicare for all.
What do you want?
Medicare for all.
What do you want?
Now. Medicare for all.
What do you want?
Now.
If you don't get it,
Shut it down.
if we don't get it,
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Medicare for all. Now.
happens to be the windows right under the offices of some hungry people who happen to vote for Nancy Pelosi yesterday.
What do we want?
Medicare for all! Now! Medicare for all!
What do you want?
Now!
What do you want?
Medicare for all!
What do you want?
Now!
If you don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down! Medicare for all! Now! Medicare for all! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
what do you want?
Medicare for all!
What do you want?
Now!
What do you want?
Medicare for all!
What do you want?
Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! On Medicare for all!
Don't drop the ball!
On Medicare for all!
Don't drop the ball!
On Medicare for all!
Don't drop the ball!
On Medicare for all!
On Medicare for all.
Don't drop the ball!
On Medicare for all. On Medicare for all. On Medicare for all.
What do you want?
Medicare for all!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Medicare for all!
When do you want it?
Now!
You don't get it.
Shut it down! 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 Medicare for all! Now! Medicare for all! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Yesterday, every single member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus decided to vote for Nancy Pelosi. First they went in and said they were going to abstain, then they went in and voted for Nancy Pelosi. Pathetic. Pathetic. The fraud squad. That is the fraud squad. What do you want?
Medicare for all!
When do you want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Medicare for all!
When do you want it?
Now!
If you don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
Uh-oh. Well, then tell me you did. A perimeter.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic and they're treating you like you're a nuisance. They're surrounding you like you are a nuisance. Like you need to be shut down and shut up for exercising your First Amendment right. Your First Amendment right that Julian Assange is in jail for. How dare you stand there and let this go on? Why are you following orders that you know are immoral? Those orders that you know are wrong. The law does not mean morality. There is a very big difference between that. We are here because it's a pandemic and you are denying people, these people who have health care are denying people health care. That is not okay. Forget the bureaucracy. Forget everything else. That is not okay. It is inhumane.
It is!
We are doing nothing wrong. We are exercising our First Amendment right. And yesterday, the people that we elected,
Fucking leave.
the people that we elected, the people that we had faith in, people that I raised money for, AOC, who I met when she was a fucking bartender. I worked as a bartender before, okay? And I know what it's like. I'm not going to forget. I would never forget if I were ever in Congress what that means. My career is not more important than doing the right thing. And yesterday, they sold you all out while we were out here in the freezing cold protesting. That's what they did. Stop with the excuses. They literally had a choice to abstain the second time and force a second vote roll call. And they didn't do it. They didn't use their leverage. They sold you out. They were the ones we were supposed to be relying on, and they sold you out. I need to repeat that because people are still making excuses, saying, how dare you talk to our allies like that? I don't call those people my allies. There is no justification. And the fact that you all got the fraud squad trending is amazing. I gotta give you a round of applause. Like, people were mocking you, all of us. They were mocking, saying, you're not organizing. What is this? This isn't real. This is real organizing. It's not pushing papers. It's not simply saying, oh, we're gonna wait for the right moment. It's not simply saying, we're gonna wait till we have the right committee. That's not real organizing. This is it, and you made that change. They will never be the same again. They will never, ever have the same support, and you did that. You're exposing people, and this is why they want to shut our voices down, because we are making a difference, and the people that make a difference are the people that they want to shut up. Just look at what Julian Assange is going through. I want to commend and be happy on that victory, but let me remind us too that the UK judge literally validated every single thing that our government was accusing him of. He had no journalistic protections whatsoever. We still have to fight for that. So thank you all so much for everything you've done, and I appreciate every single one of you.
We're going.
You need to cease immediately and move
We're
out.
going.
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
What do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 what do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
What do you want?
Medicare for all.
When do you want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 you guys.
Yeah.
The excuse from the progressives, from the neo-progressives over the past few days has been ridiculous. They've said that we can't fight for Medicare for all. Now's not the right time. You hear it from Jake Uger. You hear it echoed by the same people who just voted for Nancy Pelosi in Congress. Ridiculous. Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman went out on CNN. You guys know this. They said, we don't know if we're going to vote for Nancy Pelosi. We want reparations. We want UBI. We want Medicare for all. We have to confer with our community, with our organizers on the ground in our community. Bullshit. There was no communication. There was no effort to see what the people on the ground needed, because if they did, they would have understood that people are suffering. They would have understood that people have lost loved ones in the middle of this pandemic, and that we need to fight. And that voting for Nancy Pelosi is the only wrong option. That's giving up before you even begin a fight. I wanna pass the mic on. Chris, who has a very, very interesting vest on, is gonna talk about it. So here you go. Hi everybody, how you doing?
Salute.
So, my name's Chris Carlo. I'm a Rhode Island resident, born and raised. I took the train down here because I really believe in Medicare for all. The private health insurance industry has affected my life personally in a lot of ways, in a lot of negative ways. I'm not really one to talk often. I'm a very quiet person, but I really feel strongly about this, so I decided to come down and tell some of my story. So, I mean, the example that I could give, this vest here that you see on me is all of my outstanding medical bills. Now, some of these debts I've paid off, but the big ones on the back, I haven't paid yet. And I don't really make a lot of money. You know, I live on $24,000 a year is what I average, you know. I'm a working class guy. I came from a working class family. This past September, you know, I do landscaping and construction. You know, I do, you know, odd jobs from time to time. I ran into some poison ivy in my you know, my skin. You know, I got the poison ivy rash. You know, my skin reacts very badly to it. But this time was a little bit different than a normal, you know, rash. My left arm ended up getting infected. It was swollen. Now, I can't afford health insurance in the state of Rhode Island. If you go over the poverty guide, the poverty line just slightly, they kick you off the subsidized health coverage. And it's one of those weird catch-22s where if you make too much money, damned if you do, you damned if you don't. They still charge you a lot per month to the point where you can't really afford it between the deductibles, the co-pays. So I went to an in-and-out clinic. I went to a walk-in, and they wanted to charge me $120 to be seen. I didn't have the money at the time. I didn't have the money to get the health care that I needed. They denied me service. They said, you have to pay. I said, I can't. I said, my arm's infected, please. They said, no. I had to go to the emergency room around the corner. They didn't deny me service. I walked in, got a prescription. They sent me in and out within 20 minutes. You know what my bill was? It was over $2,400. $2,400 fucking dollars.
Oh my God.
And I still can't pay that. Try living on fucking, those guys over there, try living on $25,000 a year. Not being able to afford insurance, hardly being able to afford your rent, hardly being able to afford your car insurance, food, what other expenses you might need to live. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Woo!
I'm only one person of many that go through this, you know? And I know there's a lot of people that I bet wish were here today, but they can't because they're in a worse situation than I am. You know? I'm not one to usually go out of my way to speak up, but this is something that I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being treated like a fucking second-class citizen. And if the past 6 months have shown us anything, I know I'm not the fucking only one.
Yes.
You know? And all I can say is it needs to stop. Healthcare is a human right, and I'm just tired of being treated like I'm not worth shit. Because I think we're all worth a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys. All right, you guys. What a wild past 3 days. I mean, you guys came from all over the place, from New York, from Ohio, from Florida, California myself, Colorado. Like, I heard people coming from all over the place. Jersey. All over the place. Thank
Don't
you,
forget
everyone.
about Jersey.
Thank you, everyone who's come out over the past few days.
How'd you get up this morning?
Thank you for sharing your story and for being here. And like you said, your story is one of millions in this country. And that's why we're fighting here today. That's why we fought here the past 2 days. And that's why we're hopefully all going to continue fighting in our own communities. I'm speechless of the lack of passion and courage from the same people who sell t-shirts on their campaign websites that say, you know, change takes courage. On AOC's own website, she has a shirt that says that. Where's your fucking courage? We're dying out here.
Fraud squad.
Fraud squad indeed. Savage Joy Marie's story shook me to my fucking core. And that story is no different than what is happening every day across this country. Right? These are the stories that we're out here fighting for. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys all joined us here on such short notice in the middle of a pandemic when all of us are strapped financially to come out and pay for a plane ticket, pay for gas to drive out here, take time away from a job if you have one right now, to be here at this protest, and also for those of you who were at the Julian Assange action yesterday and the celebration we're going to be having today. But Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jackson!
I think that wraps everything up. Thank you guys.
Give it up for this guy one more.
Nico, the next thing is at the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Kind of, where is that? Just to make sure I get the right thing on my.
Cookies,
Yeah, so it's around the corner.
It's like other stuff to knock these motherfuckers with.
So it's 8 minutes. It's 8 minutes by car. It's 8 minutes by car. 20